Today we have a first topic as to the reason why people move from one political party to another, especially as the election is fast approaching. With me, I have Mr. Touray. Mr. Touray, hello and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Aisha too, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you very much, sir. Please do introduce yourself to the audience.
My name is Magidi Touray. I was an aspirant, a former mayoral aspirant of the UDP, and I am now a nominated councillor at the Kanifing Municipal Council, representing the business community.
Please share with us why you actually joined, why you decided to join politics.
Politics is always, it has always been with me, like in the family. My grandmother was a senior EI company. She's late now. May the Almighty grant her Jannatul Firdausi. Was called Aji Mariama Sise. A great EI company of the PPP then. So there has always been politics in the family, and that's where the motivation came from.
Please tell me, which party did you join first?
As you all know, as I said earlier, because of my background, from the family I came from, they were PPP. So initially, you could say we all grew up being, PPP. Unfortunately, my grandmother moved to APRC because of the brother, the late Honorable Suleiman Juf, who was also APRC. We realized that the changes that we expected from the AFPRC to APRC is not what we are having. So that's where the division started occurring, and people started to think different, from what what I was being, or what we expected. Slowly, my perspective started changing, and also I had, I knew people within our surrounding who were, big militants of the United Democratic Party. And also I have an uncle who was also a main sponsor of the United Democratic Party. His name is Lamin Imit Ndong. He was a very big sponsor of the United Democratic Party. I started moving with them, and then that's how I joined the UDP.
Well, it's interesting and inspiring at a certain point to have a political family, starting it from the First Republic, PPP, to AFPRC, to APRC, and now UDP. Currently, which party are you in?
A member of the National People's Party, and I am part of the Youth Wing Executive. In fact, I am the treasurer of the Youth Wing, which was recently set up, the executive, Everybody knows the relationship between NPP and UDP. We were all the same, we were in the same party, but because of different thinking and different ideologies, the party has to got divided or separated. So, I was part of the then UDP KMC executive. So when the chairman or the regional chairman of the UDP in KMC, when he was sacked by the UDP, so that's how all of us basically within the KMC, a big chunk for that matter, not only the regional executive, but a big chunk of KMC UDP moved along with the regional chairman, Alahaji Undanyang, to the Borough Fans Club, which led to the formation of the National People's Party.
Okay, that is actually, this thing is getting excited. More interesting, talking of now UDP to now National People's Party. NPP. What is the rationale behind that? Is it because of the agenda difference, or what exactly?
Okay, what some of us believe that then was that President Adama Barrow, it's from us. He was UDP. We were all UDP, so he's from us. I mean, what we thought was the right thing, or what we think that the right thing to do was to support him wholeheartedly. I mean, with the agenda he has, or to move this country forward. So that's what we were doing.
You mean to say the chairman see the president's agenda to be more of the country's interest, or what exactly?
More or less more of the country's interest, rather than a political party. So that's where the difference started coming in. Instead of putting Gambia first, some were actually advocating in putting a political party first, which was not, I mean, for me and some of my colleagues, that's not what that's not why we joined politics, or that's not why we're into politics. So we decided that we put the Gambia forward, or put the Gambia first, and not the political party or any other individual's interests.
If I am hearing you right, you mean to say NPP is actually putting the country or the people first, rather than UDP that is putting the party first?
Exactly, because if you look at UDP, it's to get Mr. Ousainou Darboe president, no matter what.
What actually motivated you to move from, let's say, more especially UDP to NPP? Which part of the NPP's manifesto or agenda are you actually empowering when it comes to the interests of Gambian people, which you did not find in the UDP manifesto currently? I mean,
with UDP, it's all to an individual interest. All they're doing is trying to, move one individual's interest forward. That is lawyer Ousainou Darboe, to make him president, come rain, come sunshine. And I'm not for that. I am for the whole Gambian. Anybody who is eligible and who can move this country forward, I would support that individual regardless.
So you believe if lawyer Ousainou Darboe is given the chance, he might not put the Gambians first?
We've seen a brief cameo of, what Mr. Darboe can do. He was foreign minister and then vice president. I don't think he has done much when he was in government. So I don't think he is the right person to lead this country.
Would you want to run for any ministerial or public office? Let's say if NPP wins again.
I would love to run for a public office. Because as I said, I'm a community guy. One of the reasons why I entered into politics is because I feel that I could make a difference in my community.
What would you say if somebody says, okay, it's because you're unable to win under the UDP, that is why you transferred to the NPP so that you can secure a public office in case His Excellency the President wins again?
That has never been my motivation, because when I move, my chances were even better staying with UDP, because that is where I've already made a name for myself. There are some of the differences that I articulated before. That's why I've moved from UDP to NPP and not to be able to win political office.
Mr. Touray, just to wrap up, what would you say to the people with regards to the voter registration and the upcoming elections within the country? What would you advise people?
I'm urging all Gambians to try and register, get their voters card, and also just appealing for everybody for a peaceful election.
Thank you very much, Mr. Touray. We are really grateful to have you on our one-on-one interview on Postulate TV. I was your host, Aisha Tuba, and we had made mention of few important things, which is security and having people to go register to make the change and difference that they are yearning for the country. Thank you for having us till another time. Do enjoy.